Hi, welcome to CBug's Records, new arrivals for the week of July 16th. I'm Bug. This is my record store in East Windsor, Connecticut. Please like, please subscribe. Okay, before I start, about a half hour ago, guy walks in and says, "Do you take donations?" I said, "Sure." He had two huge bins. Huge. Some of them I still got to carry up. Huge, heavy bins full of records. Now, they weren't the greatest records, but they kept them in really nice shape. So I'm going to just show you the kind of things. I think I just have like 5 of these. You know, they're not really what most of us are looking for, but they are in good shape. So I don't want to do any work. So, $1 each. And that's not a sale. That's just, they're going to be $1 each. So come in anytime, look through them. They really are in really nice shape. I know I keep saying that, but usually you don't see that. So, you know, we'll put them in the new room we got there and see what happens. Okay, so I went to Plainville Flea Market. I haven't been there in a while, probably 6 months or so. And boy, it was good. I didn't bring much money. I had $150, and I think I lasted about 5 minutes. I looked through the new arrival section, and that's about it. So I went through that 150 pretty quickly. I also had some here. I also want to say at the end of this video is something very exciting, in my opinion. My opinion is not necessarily everybody's opinion, so I don't want to mislead anybody, but I think it's pretty exciting. Anyways, let's start with Roger Waters' Radio Chaos. I love this album. You know, it's a real concept album. And we have $36 on it. I've said before, I'm much more of a Roger Waters guy than a David Gilmour guy. I like David Gilmour. Okay, this is Dirty Work, Rolling Stones. I think this is the first edition with the red shrink wrap on it. So $22 for that. We have Queen, Day at the Races will be $36. Bob Marley, I don't think I have any right now. Maybe I do have a Legend, I think. 24 for Uprising. David Bowie, I do not have any. I don't have any regular Bowie. I have a live one, though. It's pretty new. But Station to Station, which will be 34. This is Gift Wrapping, the Select Best, which this is sealed. And I've had it before, and I think I've listened to it. I think the first song is kind of a Christmas wrap, and the rest aren't. I believe that's right, but $13 on it. Randy Newman, Trouble in Paradise. I don't have a lot of Randy Newman. Will be $15 for that. Ian Hunter Live, which I like. I really like Ian Hunter. $15. Got Thelma Houston. Will be $15. Okay, we've got some interesting 12-inch singles. You Can't Touch This will be $8. Will Smith, Just the Two of Us, $8. Madonna, Material Girl, Jelly Bean Dance Remix, $8. And this one will be $10. This is Eminem, Hi, My Name is Slim Shady. Okay, we got a couple Beatles. Introducing the Beatles will be $28. And Birth of the Beatles, La Grande Storia del Rock will be $23. I haven't had this one in a while. Creedence Chronicles will be, Chronicle, $26. Simply Red Picture Book will be $11. Skinner Gold and Platinum will be $22. Quiet Riot QR3 will be $25. Rush Moving Pictures will be $38. Haven't had this in a while either. Janis Joplin, Greatest Hits will be 18. Purple Rain, 40 bucks. The best albums ever made. Doors Greatest Hits will be 15. Genesis, this is my favorite Genesis. Something's wrong though. I'll have to change this. It says 25. I think we do like 15. Officer and a Gentleman soundtrack will be 10 bucks. Okay, now the part that I think is super exciting. I happen to have my favorite 5 live albums of all time. Now, I cheated a little because I got 3 of them at Plainville. But then I figured, I have the other 2. Why not do the super exciting top 5 live albums of all times, in my opinion. Okay, maybe it's not that exciting. I think it's exciting. Kiss. This is the album that made them. Kiss Alive, the first 3 studio albums. You know, they were more of a live band. And I've seen them a few times live. The best thing about them is they're all non-stop. None of the 4 of them stops moving at any time. They're always running around or doing something together. I mean, they're really an incredibly live band. And, I mean, I really like the music. I know some people don't love Kiss, but I kind of do. And the thing that's the best probably is Paul Stanley is shameless. In the best way, but he is shameless. You know, does anybody here believe in rock and roll? Yeah. Does anybody like alcohol? Yeah. Okay. It's just a fun album. It's one I always put on if I need to be picked up a little bit. So that's number 5. Number 4, the band, The Last Waltz. I think I mentioned this the last time. I haven't had this in the longest time, so I was so happy to see it. This is 3 discs. It's, let's see, who's on this? Paul Butterfield, Eric Clapton, Neil Diamond, Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris, Dr. John, Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison, I mean, Muddy Waters. Just everybody's on this, and it's so good. It's such a great combination of the band songs and people's own songs. I'm not a Joni Mitchell fan. The only song I really like by Joni Mitchell is on this. I think it's called Coyote. But it's just fantastic. Number 3, Tom Petty, Pack Up the Plantation. What do you say about this? Tom Petty, it's such a good mixture of cover tunes, which I think maybe Tom Petty is the best at cover songs. He gives them his own kind of feeling, kind of meaning. He does a couple songs with Stevie Nicks. He does Heartbreaker, which I talked about before, is one of the greatest live songs I've ever heard. The whole audience sings instead of him for the first verse and chorus. It's just, I've just always loved this album. Am I giving the prices? I don't think I have been giving the prices. 25 for Kiss. The Last Waltz is 50 and 36 for Tom Petty. Now, I wasn't sure I'd ever see this one again. This is number 2. This is Roger Waters' The Wall. Now, I've said before, The Wall, the regular Wall, is probably my favorite album, but I've listened to it so many times, it's hard to even listen to anymore. I mean, I put it on when I get it, just to be sure there's no scratches or anything, but I don't really love hearing it just because I've heard it so many times. This is the total opposite. I love this album. Okay, so this, if you don't know, this is in 1989 or 90, I'm not sure which, but they tore down the Berlin Wall, and Roger Waters did The Wall at the Wall, or at the former Wall, let's see, who's with this? Bryan Adams, the band, Levon Helms would be the same. Van Morrison, the Hooters, Joni Mitchell, Sinead O'Connor, the Scorpions. But the two people who steal this, as far as I'm concerned, are Cyndi Lauper and Thomas Dolby. Cyndi Lauper doing Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. She comes out dressed like a schoolgirl. And even there's a little British accent. And it's just so different. It's just great. Then Thomas Dolby as the teacher or the schoolmaster, whatever you want to call him. He's on that song. There's a keyboard solo. And then he comes out in the trial at the end as the schoolmaster. Now, the movie came out 2 years after the original album came out, and this in the movie was animated, and they had the character of the schoolmaster. Thomas Dolby looks exactly like him, and he comes out as a marionette hanging from the wall. It was one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. I absolutely love this album. So hard to find now. As I said, I didn't think I'd find one. It's up to $85, and it's more than that on eBay. Almost all of them are over $100. So that's number 2, even though part of me wanted to make it number 1, but I've always said this Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Live 75 to 85 is the best live album ever. It's 5 discs. It shows you why people say Bruce is so incredible in concert. My opinion of Bruce is he doesn't do anything different. He doesn't do anything nobody's done before. He just does it better than anybody ever. Everything. It starts out with Thunder Road. And it's like a slow piano version of Thunder Road. Who starts out with that? But he does, and it's great. And then it just goes everywhere. This really does cover everything. These, rock and roll tunes, the soft things, and the stories. He's a great storyteller within the songs and before the songs, just talking about it. You just feel like you're a part of this. And, it might sound corny, but he takes you on this journey. And he does it better than anybody. Absolute brilliant. And not that expensive for 5 discs, only $40. But I think that's an absolute must-have. So that was exciting for me. Hope you didn't mind it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in here.